Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Play Branson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. And today on the show, for the first time ever, I have Adrian Nafine, and she is over at the God and Country Theater and multiple shows over there. So we're really looking forward to talking to her and hearing about how she got into the industry. And she's one of Branson's probably younger performers. So we'll look forward to talking to her soon. Now, here's the deal. It is New Year's Eve, so happy New Year's Eve. If you haven't made any plans for tonight, there are some shows going on in Branson. Don't know if you'll be able to get into them or not, but you have that last minute opportunity to go to some potential shows here in Branson on New Year's Eve. Kick it off. Did you know that the first New Year's Eve celebration actually goes back over 4,000 years? That's a long time. And this is very interesting. 45% of Americans make New Year's resolutions. The top resolutions are to lose weight, to get organized, to spend less and save more, to stay fit and healthy, and to quit smoking. While nearly half of all Americans make resolutions, 25% of them give up their resolution by the second week in January. So we're going to encourage you, hey, if you want to make those New Year's resolutions, do it, but then try and stick with it. So I made some this year, and I'll just tell you one of them is my goal was to read a book a month. And so as of this recording, I've been doing very well on that. I could still falter maybe, but that was just one of my New Year's resolutions. Folks, we have just about survived 2020, and we're still here. We've made it through COVID. And so here's looking to hopefully 2021 will be better. This is actually the end of our fourth year of filming. And this is actually episode 180. And so we want to thank everybody out there for watching the show. And we're looking forward to 2021. We think it's going to be a much better year here in Branson and the entertainment community. But we appreciate you and thank you for supporting live entertainment here in Branson. We'll be back in just a minute. Stay tuned.
The Christmas season is a perfect time for family traditions. Branson's Lights of Joy, Branson's all-LED Christmas display drive-thru is a great way to create those lasting Christmas memories. Discover over 250 Christmas displays in an amazing drive-thru tunnel with state-of-the-art lighting. Branson's Lights of Joy is located just north of Sight and Sound Theater on Expressway Lane, open nightly through January 2nd. Santa loves these lights and will be there on select nights. Visit lightsofjoydrivethru.com for more info and to book online.
Hey folks, welcome back to the last show of the year. And today on the show, I have Adrian Nafine.
That's me.
Yes. And so welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And you're over at the God and Country Theater. And
I
so we
am.
want to talk about that. But we want to talk about your history and how you got into the entertainment business and just how it all happened.
Right. Yeah, I've been singing solos in church since I was like 3 years old. And so it's always been a big part of my life to be singing. And it's just always been like the first love of my life, music and singing. And so I was studying opera music performance in college.
So you went to college to really study entertainment.
Exactly. Now it was a little different of a genre of what's
Right.
here in Branson, but I thought it was a really good experience to learn all that stuff and like all the technicalities of music, and I even used some of that today.
Yeah. So when you were, even before college, in high school, you were doing like all the different types of things.
Right.
Like what, choir and band and all
I was
that
doing
kind of
marching band, show choir. I played piccolo in college marching band, but in high school I was doing like the color guard and all that. So I've always liked the dancing and performing aspect of all that too. So it was a lot of fun, and did any musicals and drama that I could get my hands on too.
Yeah. So you're like taking advantage of every opportunity really that you can growing up. In fact, I just went, and I normally don't go to like the high school plays, but I just went the other night to the play they had out at the Branson High School, and they were incredible. Yeah. You know, and awesome. And so that gives you great experience.
Absolutely.
And I see some of these notes here: 4 years all district honor choir, all state honor choir. Here's there's all these different like recognitions that you even had growing up. So people recognized your talent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really fun to be able to like sing at like school assemblies too. Like I'll never forget one time. It was like the last day of before Christmas vacation. They had me and some of my other friends in band actually play White Christmas, and I sang that, and that was so much fun to actually get to sing like a solo in front of all my peers, because that didn't really happen, because usually like the concerts were like at night when everybody didn't have to be there, so
right.
Yeah.
So you're going to college. You're in Warrensburg, Missouri, going to college, and so kind of what happened? It says here that you actually went and performed at Carnegie Hall with your choir in college?
Our university concert choir. Our wind ensemble was actually asked to perform at Carnegie Hall in February of 2016, and the band director was like, "We will accept if we can bring the concert choir too." So that was a really cool opportunity.
Yeah.
That was the one and only time I've been to New York City.
It's a whole different world.
Yeah, definitely. It's not somewhere I would ever see myself living. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely very much a small town girl.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in Eagle Rock, Missouri, which...
Not that far away.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot there.
Exactly, yeah. And so I went to school in Cassville, Missouri.
Okay.
So
you're kind of a local...
Kind of, yeah.
Local,
I'd say.
And
Next county over.
And so, the thing I like is you are what I would consider a young performer just starting out in Branson. Mm-hmm. And so kind of take us, okay, I'm doing the college thing. How do you get to Branson and start performing?
Okay, so let's see. July of 2017, I was emailing all the theaters that I could think of, and just kind of, I sent them a little video of me doing Down in the River to Pray, just 3-part harmony. And I actually did it in a stairwell, so the echoey acoustics were really good. So that was really fun to be able to do that. And then I sent that with, hey, are you looking for anybody? And then finally, God and Country Theater, that was the only one that instead of an email, they had a phone number. And so... yeah,
so
they reached out to me in September and were like, "Hey, do you know any of the music of Neil Sedaka?" I had never heard of Neil Sedaka before in my life, but I had heard of the Carpenters, and my mom was talking about the Captain and Tennille. My mom was a big Carpenters fan, so I definitely knew the Carpenters.
Yeah.
But whenever she reached out to me, she was like, "Do you know any Connie Francis or Carpenters?" And I was like, "Carpenters, that rings a bell. Let's learn close to you real quick."
Let's learn. Yeah.
Let's learn it real quick. And then I sent a video, and we're like, "Okay, come in Tuesday." And then we had a show on Thursday.
So you had to learn a lot quickly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I only had 2 songs for the very first show, and then Debbie Smith, one of my very good friends that I perform with, she was the other vocalist in that show, and then she's also the Christine McVie in our Fleetwood Mac show too.
Okay. So I just got to put you on the spot. You may not do this, but this you had this demo and you had this song on it. Could you just give us a little bit of what that demo was like?
What the Down in the River?
Down in the River.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way.
There we go. Awesome. Now, I got to tell you, for you to do that right on the spot, this was not rehearsed. I didn't even tell her I was going to do that ahead of time.
No.
That's good. Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. I love it. But, when you're performing, sometimes you just got to do it quickly, right?
Yeah. I've actually, anytime that I've told people that I'm a Stevie Nicks tribute artist, they're like, "Oh, can you sing Landslide for me?" And I'm like, "Okay, sure, if you want."
Yeah. Now, you did mention, and since we're on this kick here real quick, you did mention that Vince Gill has a song with your name in it.
Yes, and that's the only song that I know with my name in it.
Okay, so let's just hear a little bit of that too.
Okay. Oh, my pretty little Adriana, are you lonesome tonight? Oh, my pretty little Adriana, I'll find you when it all feels right. That's not in my key, but whatever.
That was so good. That was so good. Anyway, at least you got a song with your name in it, right?
Yeah.
Right?
It's not a very common name.
Yeah. So you've been at God and Country then what, 4 years?
3 years.
3 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay.
September of 2017 is when I started
Okay.
there. I started out with Neil Sedaka Carpenters and Captain and Tennille. And then July of 2018, I was hired to do the Stevie Nicks part of the Fleetwood Mac show. And then the following year, June of 2019, Jerry asked me to be a backup singer for him.
Okay.
And then this year in August, Keith Allen, a Neil Diamond tribute, he asked me to be a
Okay.
backup singer for him. And
Okay.
I'm actually kind of doing some more percussion than I've ever done too. So
Wow.
yeah.
Okay, we're gonna be back in just a second. We're gonna talk more about these shows she's in just a moment. So hang tight. We'll be right back.
Clear.
Yep.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson. We're here with Adrian Nafine. She is over at the God and Country Theater, and so you've been doing lots of different shows over there. So kind of tell us about some of those shows that you're in.
Okay, so Jerry Presley's Elvis Live. Currently, we're doing the Aloha show, Aloha from Hawaii from 1973, on Monday nights, and then on Wednesdays and Saturdays we're doing the gospel / Christmas side of Elvis.
Okay.
So those are really fun shows. But during the regular season, on Mondays we do the Madison Square Garden show, and then Aloha from Hawaii on the Wednesday and Saturday shows. So those are really fun. And then on Wednesdays and Friday mornings at 10 a.m., I'm a part of a Neil Diamond tribute, which I'm part of the percussion team. And
No, when you say you're part of the percussion
Yeah.
team, does that mean you're the drummer?
no, I'm not the drummer,
Okay.
thankfully. But I have had to fill in a couple times on just like kick for like sound check for Fleetwood Mac. But anyway, so I'm mostly playing tambourine,
Okay.
which I've gotten pretty comfortable with doing Stevie Nicks. And then like triangle, even castanets, like just a few things here and there. But they hired me for the soprano backup voice.
Okay. And this is on the Neil Diamond tribute, which is Keith Allen, who looks like Neil Diamond.
Definitely.
I haven't seen
Looks
him.
and sounds like
I have not seen him for a long time in town, and I think for a couple of years he went away and maybe was on the road touring or whatever. But
Yeah.
he's back, I know, this year,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah, he's back at God and Country Theater this year. Previously at Historic Owens Theater.
yeah.
Actually, I didn't mention this before, but I also play flute in both of those shows, in the Jerry Presley Elvis Live and in the Keith Allen show. So,
Okay. Now that is something you do not see very often
Yeah.
on stage in
Yeah.
Branson, is a flute player.
yeah.
You know, years ago they used to be like big horn sections, and then you know, at some point a lot of those, not all of them, but a lot
Right.
of them went away. But so
And
that's
this
neat.
year, actually, Jerry did hire 3 horn players. We have a trombone player, a trumpet player, and a flautist slash saxophonist.
Okay.
So
Well, that's cool.
that's
That's cool.
pretty cool.
And so then you've done Stevie Nicks, right, on this Fleetwood Mac Dreams tribute show as well.
Yes.
So
Yeah, that's got to be my favorite show. Like, I knew quite a few Fleetwood Mac songs before, like, having to learn all that. But yeah, whenever I like just started studying the way Stevie Nicks performed, I just really was able to connect with her, and I don't know, it was just so much fun to study her and then try and mimic her. I don't know. That's the job of a tribute artist, basically.
Right.
So
do you have a favorite song?
Probably Rhiannon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have also done the Neil Sedaka Carpenters, and it says Captain and Tennille tribute show. So I guess is it like all those together, or are they different shows?
It's mainly focused on Neil Sedaka. He actually wrote a lot of music for other artists. Like Captain and Tennille did Love Will Keep Us Together.
That's a good song.
And Neil Sedaka wrote that.
Yeah.
Connie Francis did a few songs that Neil Sedaka wrote. So I actually sing one Connie Francis song in that show, one Fifth Dimension song, Working on a Groovy Thing, also written by Neil Sedaka, and also the rest of the songs that I do are Carpenter's songs.
Yeah. So a lot of these songs are what I would say kind of before your time.
Definitely.
And so what did you grow up listening to?
Mostly just like when I was really little, my parents usually had country on, but then kind of when I started being able to control the radio, I kind of took control of the radio, and I was listening to the radio, the pop top 40 hits, basically.
Right.
But honestly, like, I've grown to love Broadway music. I've grown to love jazz music, Korean pop music. Like, I listen to a lot of
I think you are the
stuff.
first person to ever say you like Korean pop. But
Definitely.
that's okay. That's okay. That means you're diverse.
I actually, in college, for 1 year, I had 2 Korean roommates, and they actually taught me quite a bit of Korean. So,
Okay.
But like, even before I knew them, I was listening to Korean pop. It's just something I've really enjoyed.
Yeah. And so, as a young entertainer, like, where do you think Branson is headed? And like, what would you tell other young entertainers that are like, hey, should I go to Branson? Should I not? What would you say?
I would say, honestly, anybody can find a show, at least. You'll find multiple shows that you'll like, but I mean, there's so many shows and such a diverse ground for all this different types of music. Like, of course, you think of country and gospel when you think of Branson, but there's a lot of rock shows now. There's a lot of, I mean, not a lot of pop, but I mean, definitely some like 60s, 70s, 80s pop coming up and about too. So,
and sometimes you can hear them in the show. It may not be the whole show.
Yeah.
But I was watching the Haygoods the other night, and they had a bit of AC/DC and Twisted Sister. Now, you probably wouldn't have known it if you didn't know the song.
Right.
But it was more
In a different style.
It was in a different style, but it was more contemporary. And I think that as ages change in Branson, you're going to see more of that. It may not be like, someone headbanging, but but the music is recognizable and people will put their own twist on it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's just a thought.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I get you there.
Yeah. So what do you like to do when you're not performing?
Well, I do like to play video games. That's kind of something of my age.
Right.
That a lot of people like to play video games. I also like to practice the ukulele. That's fun.
Yeah.
A little bit of keyboards here and there. Yeah.
So you're planning to stick around in Branson and to make a career of this.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I like being so close to home too. Yeah. Just an hour away from my parents and stuff.
So what'd you do during COVID?
Well, played a lot of video games, but I was actually streaming on Twitch as well. There's a thing called Twitch Sings.
Really?
And so, that was a lot of fun. They're actually doing away with it.
So were you singing then on there?
Yeah.
And people could watch you?
Yeah, and you could actually do duets with other people that also play the game Twitch Sings. It was like a karaoke game that they set it up as, which is really cool. I am sad that they're getting rid of it in 2021, but it was fun while it lasted. So you have just a little bit more time to you have a little bit more time to do it. Yes.
It's always interesting, from an entertainment, if the shows, what are people in the show business doing?
Right.
Well, Adriana, it's been great having you on the show. Thanks for being spontaneous and just singing off the cuff. I love it. And just welcome to Branson. Even though you've been here 3 or 4 years now doing the show.
I still feel like a newbie though.
Yeah, welcome to Branson. And it's
Thank you.
great. It's great to have young entertainers here. And so I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Chris.
Anyway, we'll be back in just a moment with more here on Play Branson.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to the episode. Once again, happy New Year's Eve to you if you're watching on the day we release this episode. If you're coming to Branson, here's something you might want to pick up. It's called The Dish. Every once in a while we're giving you tips on dining and different things in town. This Dish magazine is a menu magazine, and so you can find menus of various restaurants out in the Branson area. This is located in probably 100 different racks around town. You can actually find this magazine in the same racks that our Play Branson magazine is, and lots of great menus for you to sample. Just so you know, we probably are going to take a month or two off, and we'll let everybody get situated for the next year on Play Branson. If you know of an entertainer that you would like to see on the show in 2021, go to our Facebook page and go to facebook.com/Play Branson and send us a message and say, here's who I'd like to see on the show. And we'll do our best to work to get them on the show. We have, over the last 4 years, have done 180 episodes, and we've actually done very few entertainers very many times. So we're always trying to go out there and find the new entertainers here in Branson. Once again, it's extremely important, folks, that you support live entertainment. We want to encourage you to come to Branson in 2021. And the folks at iBranson.com can help you plan your entire Branson vacation. You can get your hotels, shows, and attractions. And hopefully, 2021 will be better than 2020. Thanks for surviving with us, and we'll see you next year on Play Branson.